Joined by Hofstra women's soccer coach Simon Riddiough following the team's 2-0 win over Ohio State. Coach, opening statement about tonight's victory.
Fantastic team effort. I think we showed what we can do when we all come together to compete, and the team did a tremendous job.
Almost a tale of two halves, so felt like. Did you get that same feeling too?
Yeah, it was interesting with the wind. We thought with the wind we maybe dominate a bit more, but Ohio State came out and did a very good job against the wind. In the second half we thought, they can strike good balls, they're big, strong, physical, athletically. With the wind we thought they might cause us some problems and put more pressure on our back line and our goalkeeper. And we were quite fortunate that we settled the ball down against the wind and played to our strengths, and I think it showed by the end of the game.
A makeshift backline source. What do you think of the defensive effort?
It was fantastic from the front three. We never talk about the back four in that essence. We always talk about team defence. And we set up a stall that we were going to be disciplined from our front three into midfield and the back four, and they did a fantastic job. The front three pressured, they worked hard. We kind of platooned a little bit. We rotated people when they got tired. And you know, I thought, again, from a team perspective, I couldn't be more prouder, to be honest.
Within that back line, you start a freshman in Leah Galton. Just what did you see from her tonight?
She's a special player. We were hoping to keep it a bit more quiet, but she kept us together. You know, when you've got that kind of athlete and player who can play multiple positions, it's a luxury. And unfortunately we couldn't play with Brittany Farriella for the most game, and Brooke Mendenagel and Tara Kearns, but the debutants tonight were unbelievably good, and you know, it gives me a headache for next week.
And Chloe Dale plays more of the defensive midfield role and plays Tara Kearns. She played the entire game. What did you think of her performance out there?
She had a fantastic game. She was quiet the first 20-25, and I think it took her, you know, she's not used to the speed, she's not used to the physicality. And once she got used to it, she just grew in confidence, and when she gets the ball with confidence and composure, she gives us another dimension in possession of the ball. Instead of just swinging it around the back, we can swing it through midfield, and it kind of gives us 20-30 more yards from the width. And she does that job, and she works hard, she's fit as a fiddle, she stepped around. She's not going to win some physical battles, we know that, but she's a pesky little player. She's going to get a toe in, she's going to get an elbow around, and she did a fantastic job.
Coach, is this the kind of win that, similar to a few years ago when you went out and beat Indiana and Purdue, kind of springboard a team to hopefully realize their potential almost?
Yeah, I hope so. Ohio State's got a tremendous tradition in women's soccer. I think they've been to 5 of the last 6 NCAAs. Last year they got to the Sweet 16, the year before the Final Four. Lloyd Walker gets them organised and gets them playing tough soccer, and to come and play against that kind of team and get the result and get, you know, the performance. It's not necessarily the result. I thought we played pretty well, and when you can do that, it almost gives you confidence as you move forward through the season.
What ultimately did you learn about your team tonight that you didn't know before 7 o'clock tonight?
That's a very good question. I was questioning whether we have the desire to compete at this level. We're very young. I think the majority of the team are freshmen and sophomores, and when you've got that kind of environment, you're kind of concerned about whether they can physically compete with older players and whether we've got the leadership. And I think after today, I think it shows that we've got both in abundance.
I'm talking a little bit about the 2 goals that were scored. You guys didn't have the size on the set pieces, but the first goal comes off a corner kick. Lulu, a volley shot into the back of the net, and also that goal by Sam Scola-Ricci, a little bit of an odd play, but ends up in your guys' favor. Talk a little bit about the goals and maybe how they worked for you guys.
Well, the first goal, we know that Ohio State are going to dominate us defensively, so we came up with 2 different game plans. It's either put the goalkeeper under pressure with an in-swinger, or maybe outswing a little bit further away from a defensive zone. And the second one was what we used, and you know, I abuse Lulu every day for trying to be extravagant and flashy with bicycle kicks and half volleys. And today it was unbelievable. She did a nice side, it's almost like a scissor kick volley, and you don't get that in the women's game. And to get that contact, the timing, it takes a lot of effort, and all that practice, I guess, paid off. The second goal was a bit fortunate. Sam Scalarici, to be fair to her, worked her backside off. I think she won the tackle first and then drove a couple of yards and then unleashed a shot. I was thinking it wasn't really a good decision. And I'm thinking, oh, why are you shooting? Just relax. But she must have put some really wicked spin on it, which obviously bamboozled the goalkeeper and went in the back of the net. And I think psychologically that was a huge blow to Ohio State.
Talking to you before the game, we asked you if this was a statement game. A little hesitant at first, but now after you see this result, is this a statement game?
It is if we can continue winning. If we don't win from now on, it's a splash in the water, it's a fortunate game, it's Hofstra must have been lucky type game. We have to build on this. The foundation's there, the players are there, they're buying into the system, and if we can continue to win, it's going to be probably the biggest statement game our programme's had, and you know, hopefully we can move from there.
And not just a big statement for your program itself, but also 2 big wins over opponents for the CAA, UNCW beating UNC earlier this year. Is this making a statement for the CAA as well to show that this mid-major conferences really can compete on a higher level?
I hope so. You know, we traditionally have 2 to 3 at-large bids in the conference, but the last couple of years we've only had 1. That just shows you the strength of the power conferences, but the CAA is a very, very good conference. And if we can continue knocking the big dogs out, getting the odd win, then I think it shows you that we're ready to move on as a conference and hopefully get 1 or multiple bids. And that's ultimately the goal of a conference, not just get the automatic, but also get maybe 1 or 2 other options. And you know, when you win the UNCs and the Ohio States, it gives you that platform for the NCAA selection committee.
Thank you, Coach.